The desperate call. The vastness of space stretched endlessly before Captain Zira as she gazed out the viewport of the stellar seeker. Her iridescent scales shimmered softly in the dim light of the bridge, reflecting her growing anxiety. The ship, once a proud symbol of Andromedan exploration, now drifted helplessly in an uncharted sector of the galaxy. "Status report," Zira demanded, her 4 eyes blinking rapidly in succession. First Officer Krell slithered forward, his serpentine body coiling nervously. "Captain, the quantum drive is completely offline. We've lost all propulsion capabilities," Krell reported, his voice tinged with worry. Zira's crest flattened against her head, a clear sign of distress among her species. She turned to her chief engineer, a bioluminescent being named Lumi. "Any luck with the repairs?" Lumi's tendrils pulsed with a soft, melancholic blue. "Negative, Captain. The drive core is severely damaged. We lack the necessary materials for repairs in this region of space." A heavy silence fell over the bridge, broken only by the soft hum of failing systems. The crew of 20, representing 6 different species from across the Andromedan Alliance, exchanged worried glances. They had volunteered for this mission of exploration, pushing the boundaries of known space. Now, it seemed they had pushed too far. Zira's mind raced. As captain, it was her duty to ensure the safety of her crew. She had led them into this situation. She had to find a way out. "Lumi, how long can we maintain life support with our current resources?" The engineer's tendrils flickered as she calculated. "At current consumption rates, we have approximately 30 standard cycles before critical failure." 30 cycles. It wasn't nearly enough time for a rescue mission from the Alliance to reach them, even if they could send out a distress call strong enough to traverse the vast distance. Zira felt the weight of her responsibility pressing down on her. "Vox," she called to her communications officer, a being composed of swirling gases contained within a transparent exoskeleton. "Any luck with the long-range communications?" Vox's form rippled as he spoke. "Negative, Captain. Our signal is too weak to reach any known outposts. We're too far off the charted routes." Zira's crest twitched in frustration. They needed a miracle, and they needed it fast. Suddenly, an idea sparked in her mind. It was a long shot, but at this point, they had nothing to lose. "Vox, cycle through all known emergency frequencies," she ordered, "even the ancient ones." The communications officer looked puzzled but complied. As he worked, Zira addressed the rest of her crew. "Krell, begin rationing our supplies. We need to stretch our resources as far as possible. Lumi, see if you can divert any non-essential power to boost our signal strength." As the crew sprang into action, Zira retreated to her quarters. Once alone, she allowed her composure to slip, her scales dulling to a muted gray. On her datapad, she pulled up an image of her family back on Andromeda Prime, her mate Zol and their clutch of hatchlings, still too young to leave the nest. She had promised to return to them. She had to find a way. Hours passed, each moment bringing them closer to their doom. The mood on the bridge grew increasingly desperate as every attempt to boost their signal or extend their supplies met with failure. Just as Zira was about to give up hope, Vox's excited voice cut through the gloom. "Captain, I found something." Zira rushed to the communications station, her scales flickering with a hint of hope. "What is it, Vox?" "It's an old frequency, ancient really. I almost missed it, but it's still active. Our signal might just be strong enough to reach it." The captain felt a surge of excitement. "Do it. Send out the distress call. At this point, we have nothing to lose." Vox's gaseous form swirled rapidly as he composed and sent their desperate plea into the void. The message was simple: coordinates, the nature of their emergency, and a plea for assistance in any form. As the signal pulsed out into space, Zira addressed her crew. "Now we wait and we hope. Someone somewhere might just hear us." Little did Zira know that their call for help was about to be answered in a way that would challenge everything the Andromedan Alliance thought they knew about the universe and its inhabitants. Days passed, hope dwindling with each passing hour. The crew had begun to resign themselves to their fate when suddenly, the sensors erupted with activity. "Captain," Krell called out, his voice tinged with disbelief. "I'm detecting a ship approaching at incredible speed." Zira's crest rose in excitement. On screen, the view screen flickered to life, revealing a sight that left the entire crew speechless. Approaching them was a vessel unlike anything they had ever seen. It was massive, easily dwarfing their own ship, with sleek lines and glowing engines that seemed to defy the laws of physics as they understood them. "By the cosmic egg," Zira whispered, her scales shifting through a rainbow of colors in rapid succession. What manner of beings could have built such a ship? Before anyone could respond, the communications panel lit up with an incoming transmission. Vox hesitated for a moment before accepting the call. A voice, clear and strong, filled the bridge. "Unidentified vessel, this is Captain Elena Chen of the Earth ship Horizon. We received your distress call. How can we assist you?" The crew of the Stellar Seeker exchanged looks of confusion and awe. Earth. They had never heard of such a world or its people. Yet here they were, answering a call on an ancient frequency, arriving in a ship that defied their understanding of technology. Zira stepped forward, drawing herself up to her full height. "This is Captain Zira of the Stellar Seeker. We are in dire need of assistance. Our quantum drive has failed, and our life support systems are critical." There was a brief pause before Captain Chen's voice returned, filled with warmth and reassurance. "Understood, Captain Zira. We're preparing to dock with your vessel. Our engineers will assist with repairs, and we have ample supplies to replenish your life support. Please stand by." As the Earth ship maneuvered into position, Zira turned to her crew, seeing her own mix of relief and trepidation reflected in their faces. They were about to make first contact with an unknown species, one that seemed to possess technology far beyond their own. "Whatever happens next," Zira addressed her crew, her voice steady despite her racing hearts, "remember this moment. We stand on the threshold of a new era for the Andromedan Alliance. Let us greet these Earthlings with open arms and open minds." As the docking procedure began, Zira couldn't shake the feeling that this encounter would change the course of galactic history. Little did she know just how right she was, or the crucial role these humans would play in the challenges that lay ahead for the entire galaxy. The story of how humanity answered their desperate call for help was about to unfold, and with it, a new chapter in the cosmic saga would begin. Humanity's quantum leap. The massive Earth ship Horizon loomed before the Stellar Seeker, its sleek design a stark contrast to the organic curves of the Andromedan vessel. As the docking procedure commenced, Captain Zira and her crew waited with bated breath, their array of alien physiologies all displaying signs of nervous anticipation. With a soft hiss, the airlock cycled open. Captain Elena Chen stepped through, followed by a small delegation of humans. Zira's four eyes widened in surprise. The humans were bipedal with soft, hairless skin in various shades of brown and pink. They lacked any obvious natural defenses, no claws, no scales, no bioluminescent warning signals. Yet there was an unmistakable air of confidence about them. "Captain Zira, I presume." Elena smiled warmly, her dark eyes twinkling with curiosity. "I'm Elena Chen. It's an honor to meet you." Zira bowed her head slightly, a universal gesture of respect. "The honor is ours, Captain Chen. Your timely arrival has saved us from certain doom. We are eternally grateful." As the two captains exchanged formal greetings, the human engineers were already moving past them, carrying equipment and chattering excitedly about the alien technology they were about to encounter. "If you don't mind," one of the engineers called out, a young woman with vibrant red hair, "we'd like to take a look at your quantum drive. We might be able to get you up and running in no time." Krell, Zira's first officer, bristled slightly at the human's casual demeanor. Our technology is highly advanced, he said, a hint of pride in his voice. I'm not sure if... Oh, don't worry, the red-headed engineer grinned, already halfway down the corridor. We love a good challenge. Captain Chen chuckled at her crew's enthusiasm. You'll have to forgive them. The chance to study new technology is like a holiday for our engineers. She turned back to Zira. Now, why don't you tell me more about your mission? We're quite curious about what brought you so far from charted space. As they made their way to the Stellar Seekers conference room, Zira couldn't help but marvel at the humans' adaptability. They seemed completely unfazed by the diverse alien physiology of her crew, treating each species with the same friendly curiosity. Once seated, Zira began to explain their mission of exploration, the malfunctions that had stranded them, and the distress call they had sent out on an ancient frequency. Ah, yes, Captain Chen nodded. That particular frequency is part of an old Earth protocol. We've kept it active for centuries, just in case. I guess it finally paid off. Vox, the communications officer, oozed forward slightly. But how did you respond so quickly, and from such a great distance? Chen's eyes sparkled with pride. The Horizon is equipped with an experimental faster-than-light drive. We can cover vast distances in a fraction of the time it takes conventional ships. The alien crew exchanged looks of astonishment. FTL technology was theoretical at best in the Andromedan Alliance, yet here were these humans casually mentioning it as if it were commonplace. But enough about us, Chen continued. We're more interested in learning about you and the Andromedan Alliance. We had no idea there was such a vast community of spacefaring species out here. For the next few hours, they exchanged information. Zira spoke of the dozens of species that made up the Alliance, their shared history, laws, and customs. In return, Chen told them about Earth and humanity's rapid ascent to the stars. We were confined to our solar system for centuries, she explained. But once we cracked FTL travel, there was no stopping us. We've been exploring ever since, always pushing further into the unknown. As they talked, reports started coming in from around the ship. The human engineers, working alongside the Stellar Seekers crew, were making astounding progress. Systems that had been on the brink of failure were now humming with renewed energy. Suddenly, Lumi burst into the conference room, her bioluminescent tendrils pulsing with excitement. Captains, the humans, they've not only repaired our quantum drive, they've improved it. We're detecting a 30% increase in efficiency. Zira's crest rose in surprise. How is that possible? Captain Chen smiled. As I said, our engineers love a challenge. They probably couldn't resist tinkering a bit. The implications of this were staggering. In a matter of hours, these humans had not only understood but improved upon technology that had taken the Alliance centuries to develop. As the day wore on, more and more of the Stellar Seekers crew found excuses to interact with the humans. They were fascinated by these strange beings who seemed to approach every problem with boundless enthusiasm and creativity. In the ship's mess hall, a human chef had taken over the kitchen, whipping up dishes that catered to the diverse biological needs of the alien crew. In the recreation area, humans and aliens alike were engaged in animated conversations, sharing stories, and comparing cultures. Zira watched it all with a mixture of awe and trepidation. The ease with which the humans had integrated themselves was both impressive and slightly unsettling. They seemed to have a knack for putting others at ease, for finding common ground even with species that looked nothing like them. As the repair work neared completion, Captain Chen approached Zira. Well, Captain, it looks like your ship will be spaceworthy again in a few hours. We'd be happy to escort you back to Alliance space. Zira's scales rippled with gratitude. Your generosity knows no bounds, Captain Chen. But I must ask, what do you want in return for all this? Chen's smile widened. Knowledge, Captain. The opportunity to learn about new cultures, new technologies, new ways of thinking. That's always been humanity's driving force, curiosity. As Zira considered this, alarms suddenly blared throughout both ships. Krell's voice came over the comm system, tight with urgency. "Captain, we're detecting multiple vessels approaching at high speed. They're not responding to hails, and their weapons are hot." Zira and Chen exchanged a look of shared concern. Their newfound alliance was about to face its first test, and the fate of both their crews hung in the balance. As they rushed to their respective bridges, Zira couldn't help but wonder, would the human ingenuity be enough to face this new threat? Or had their arrival inadvertently brought danger to this uncharted region of space? The answer, she realized, would soon reveal itself in what promised to be a crucible of fire and starlight. The quantum leap that humanity had made in answering their call was about to be put to the ultimate test. The Nexus Anomaly. As Captain Zira and Captain Chen raced to their respective bridges, the vast emptiness of space erupted into chaos. A swarm of sleek, predatory ships materialized from the inky void, their hulls gleaming with an otherworldly iridescence that seemed to absorb light rather than reflect it. "Report," Zira barked, her scales flickering between hues of alarm and determination. Krell's fingers danced across his console. 12 vessels, Captain. Configuration unknown. They're not in any Alliance database." The comm system crackled to life, and Captain Chen's voice filled the bridge. "Captain Zira, are you seeing this?" "Affirmative, Captain Chen. Any ideas?" There was a pause before Chen replied, her voice tinged with a mix of excitement and concern. "We've never encountered this species before, but their ship design, it's reminiscent of old Earth legends. We called them cosmic sirens, mythical beings that lured ships to their doom." Zira's crest flattened against her head. "Cosmic sirens, out here in uncharted space." "Space is big, Captain," Chen responded. "There are always corners where the impossible becomes possible. But don't worry, the horizon was built for situations like this." As if on cue, the massive human ship began to move, positioning itself between the stellar seeker and the approaching threat. Zira watched in awe as panels along the horizon's hull slid open, revealing an impressive array of weaponry that pulsed with barely contained energy. The lead siren ship, a vicious-looking vessel bristling with what appeared to be organic tendrils, hailed them. The view screen filled with an image that sent shivers down Zira's spine. The being before them was hauntingly beautiful and terrifying in equal measure. A humanoid figure with skin that shimmered like starlight, eyes that swirled with galaxies, and hair that seemed to be made of pure cosmic energy. Well, the creature's voice resonated, sounding like a chorus of celestial bodies singing in harmony. "What do we have here?" "A lost little ship and its knight in shining armor." "How quaint." Zira stepped forward, drawing herself up to her full height. "I am Captain Zira of the Andromedan Alliance. We are on a peaceful mission of exploration. We mean you no harm." The siren captain's lips curved into a smile that didn't reach its galaxy eyes. "Alliance? Never heard of it. But I'm sure whatever you're carrying will fetch a nice price in the Nexus markets. Surrender now, and we might let you live." Before Zira could respond, Captain Chen's voice cut in, calm and authoritative. "This is Captain Elena Chen of the Earth Ship Horizon. The vessel you're threatening is under our protection. I strongly suggest you reconsider your actions." The siren's eyes narrowed, cosmic storms brewing in their depths. "Earth, another unknown. You're a long way from home, little ones. Last chance, surrender or be destroyed." Chen's reply was swift and decisive. "I don't think you understand the situation you're in, but allow me to clarify." Suddenly, the Horizon's engines flared to life, the massive ship moving with a speed and agility that seemed impossible for its size. In a matter of seconds, it had positioned itself directly above the siren fleet. "Holy cosmic egg," Krell whispered, his eyes wide with astonishment. The siren captain's confidence visibly faltered. "What manner of trickery is this?" Chen's voice was steel wrapped in silk. "This is humanity's response to threats against our friends. Stand down now, or face the consequences." For a tense moment, silence reigned. Then, with a snarl of frustration, the siren captain gave the order to attack. What followed was a display of combat prowess that left the crew of the Stellar Seeker speechless. The horizon moved like a dancer among the stars, its advanced shielding absorbing enemy fire, while its own weapons struck with surgical precision. One by one, the siren ships were disabled, their engines and weapons rendered inoperable without a single life lost. In a matter of minutes, it was over. The siren fleet hung motionless in space, thoroughly outmatched and outgunned. Captain Chen's face appeared on the view screen, a slight smile playing on her lips. "Captain Zira, are you and your crew all right?" Zira nodded, her scales shimmering with a mix of relief and awe. "We are unharmed, thanks to you." I don't know how to express our gratitude." Chen waved off her thanks. "It's what friends do. Now, shall we deal with our uninvited guests?" Over the next few hours, the humans demonstrated yet another aspect of their culture that fascinated the Alliance crew. Rather than destroying or abandoning the disabled siren ships, they insisted on boarding them, providing medical aid to the injured, and taking the rest into custody. "We'll drop them off at the nearest lawful outpost," Chen explained. "Everyone deserves a chance at rehabilitation." As the cleanup operation continued, Zira found herself in a quiet corner of her ship, deep in thought. The events of the past day had shaken her worldview to its core. These humans, unknown to the Alliance, possessed technology and capabilities that surpassed anything they had ever seen. Yet they wielded this power with a sense of responsibility and compassion that was truly admirable. Krell slithered up beside her, his scales reflecting her pensive mood. "Captain, what are we going to do? The Alliance needs to know about the humans." Zira nodded slowly. "Indeed they do, Krell, but I fear the news may not be welcomed by all. The humans' capabilities, they could upset the balance of power in the galaxy." "Do you think they pose a threat?" Krell asked, his voice low. Zira watched as a team of human engineers, laughing and joking, worked alongside her crew to salvage useful technology from the siren ships. "No," she said finally, "I don't believe they do, but they will change everything. The question is, are we ready for that change?" As if in answer to her question, Captain Chen approached, a data pad in her hand and an excited gleam in her eye. "Captain Zira, I hope I'm not interrupting. I have a proposal I'd like to discuss with you, one that could change the future of both our peoples." Zira's crest rose in curiosity. "I'm listening, Captain Chen." As Chen began to outline her idea, Zira realized that this was just the beginning. The galaxy as they knew it was about to change, and humanity would be at the heart of that transformation. Whether that change would lead to a new era of peace and prosperity or to conflict and chaos remained to be seen. But one thing was certain, life in the Andromedan Alliance would never be the same again. The Nexus Anomaly, as they would later call this region of space where the impossible became possible, had brought them face to face with humanity. And together, they were about to embark on the greatest adventure the galaxy had ever known, the Quantum Entanglement Protocol. The Horizon's command center hummed with activity as Captain Chen laid out her proposal. Holographic displays flickered with streams of data, casting an ethereal glow over the assembled human and Andromedan crew members. "We called it the Quantum Entanglement Protocol," Chen explained, her eyes gleaming with excitement. "It's a revolutionary communication system that could link our civilizations instantaneously, regardless of distance." Zira's crest rippled with interest. Instantaneous communication across the galaxy. That's unprecedented. Chen nodded, a smile playing on her lips. "Exactly. But here's the kicker. We need your help to make it work." As Chen delved into the technical details, Zira found herself captivated. The humans had discovered a way to manipulate quantum particles on a massive scale, creating paired nodes that remained connected no matter how far apart they were. But there was a catch. "The entanglement is unstable in our region of space," Shen admitted. "Something about the quantum foam here resists our efforts, But you're undroned on technology. It's attuned to this part of the cosmos in a way ours isn't. Krell, who had been listening intently, spoke up. You're suggesting a fusion of our technologies. Precisely, Chen confirmed. Together, we could create a network that spans not just the galaxy, but potentially the entire universe. The implications were staggering. Zira's mind raced with the possibilities and the potential dangers. Captain Chen, while this is undoubtedly groundbreaking, I must ask, why share this with us? This technology could give you an insurmountable advantage. Chen's expression turned serious. Because isolation leads to stagnation, Captain Zira. Humanity learned that lesson the hard way. We believe that true progress comes from collaboration, from the exchange of ideas across cultures and species. As they discussed the finer points of the protocol, alarms suddenly blared throughout both ships. Lumi's panicked voice came over the comm system. Captains, we're detecting a massive spatial distortion. It's unlike anything we've ever seen. They rushed to the Stellar Seeker's bridge, where a terrifying sight greeted them on the main view screen. A colossal rift had opened in space, its edges crackling with exotic energy. Tendrils of chronoplasma lashed out, warping the very fabric of reality around them. By the cosmic egg, Zira whispered, her scales paling. What is that? Chen's face was grim. A hyperdimensional tear. We theorized about them, but I've never seen one this large or unstable. As they watched, the rift began to pull in everything around it, debris, asteroids, and even light itself. The Stellar Seeker and the horizon shuddered as the gravitational forces intensified. Our engines can't break free, Krell reported, his voice tight with fear. We're being drawn in. Chen's eyes narrowed in determination. Not if I can help it. Zira, we need to combine our technologies. Now, the quantum entanglement protocol might be our only chance. What followed was a frenzy of activity as human and Andromedan crews raced against time. Engineers from both ships worked in perfect synchronization, their differences forgotten in the face of impending doom. We need to create a quantum resonance field, Chen explained as they worked. If we can match the frequency of the rift, we might be able to stabilize it long enough to escape. Zira nodded, her scientific mind grasping the concept. Our phasic harmonizers could amplify the effect. Lumi, reroute all available power to the main deflector. As the two ships linked their systems, a burst of brilliant energy erupted from their combined deflector arrays. It struck the rift, sending ripples of iridescent light across its surface. For a moment, nothing happened. Then slowly, the pull of the rift began to weaken. It's working, Krell exclaimed. The spatial distortions are decreasing. But their victory was short-lived. With a violent surge, the rift expanded, threatening to engulf them entirely. We need more power, Chen shouted over the cacophony of alarms. The entanglement isn't strong enough. In that moment of crisis, Zira had an epiphany. The siren ships, their technology, it's attuned to spatial anomalies. If we can integrate it into the entanglement matrix. Chen's eyes lit up with understanding. Brilliant, let's do it. In a daring maneuver, they brought the captured siren vessels into the array. As the alien tech was brought online, the quantum field surrounding their ships pulsed with newfound strength. The effect was immediate and awe-inspiring. The rift began to contract, its wild energies tamed by the combined might of three distinct technologies working in harmony. As the danger passed and the rift finally closed, a stunned silence fell over both crews. They had done the impossible, not just surviving a cosmic catastrophe, but pushing the boundaries of science in the process. Captain Chen turned to Zira, a look of profound respect in her eyes. I think we just witnessed the birth of something incredible, Captain. Zira nodded, her scales shimmering with a mix of emotions. Indeed, this is more than just a technological breakthrough. It's proof of what we can achieve together. As the two captains gazed out at the now calm expanse of space, they knew that this was just the beginning. The quantum entanglement protocol, born from the fusion of human ingenuity, Andromedan wisdom, and siren mystique, would change the face of galactic civilization forever. News of their achievements spread rapidly across both human and Andromedan space. The once unknown region where they had made their stand quickly became known as the nexus of innovation, a place where the impossible became possible, and where the future of interstellar cooperation was being forged. As they prepared to journey back to Alliance space, Zira couldn't help but feel a sense of destiny. Humanity had answered their desperate call for help, and in doing so, had ushered in a new age of discovery and collaboration. The universe, vast and mysterious as it was, suddenly felt a little smaller, a little friendlier, and as the Stellar Seeker and the Horizon set course for home, side by side, Zira knew that the greatest adventures still lay ahead. The quantum entanglement protocol was more than just a technological marvel. It was a bridge between civilizations, a testament to the power of unity in the face of cosmic challenges, and it was just the first step in a journey that would redefine the very nature of existence in the universe, the cosmic confluence. As the Stellar Seeker and the Horizon approached the outskirts of Andromedan Alliance space, a sense of electric anticipation filled both ships. The news of their incredible journey and groundbreaking discovery had spread like wildfire across subspace channels, causing a stir unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. Incoming transmission from Alliance headquarters, Vox announced, his gaseous form swirling with excitement. The viewscreen flickered to life, revealing the stern visage of High Chancellor Zix, the elected leader of the Andromedan Alliance. His crystalline exoskeleton glittered with an array of colors that betrayed his mix of emotions: curiosity, apprehension, and a hint of awe. "Captain Zira," the Chancellor's voice resonated, "your report has caused quite the commotion. A new spacefaring species with technology rivaling our own. A quantum entanglement protocol that defies our understanding of physics. The Council demands an immediate audience." Zira straightened, her scales shimmering with determination. "Understood, Chancellor. We're prepared to present our findings. However," she paused, glancing at Captain Chen, "I request that our human allies be present for this meeting. Their input is crucial." Chancellor Zix's crystalline brow furrowed. "This is highly irregular, Captain. The Council chambers have never admitted non-alliance species." "With all due respect, Chancellor," Zira pressed, "these are irregular times. The protocol we've developed together could revolutionize galactic communication and cooperation. We stand on the brink of a new era." After a moment of tense silence, the Chancellor nodded. "Very well. You have one planetary rotation to prepare. Make it count, Captain." As the transmission ended, Chen turned to Zira with a raised eyebrow. "Well, that was intense. Are all your political leaders so sparkly?" Zira's crest rippled with amusement. Chancellor Zix is known for his rigid adherence to protocol. Convincing him and the Council of the merits of our collaboration won't be easy. "Then we'd better make our presentation unforgettable." Chen grinned, her eyes gleaming with that uniquely human spark of creativity. Over the next several hours, the combined crews of both ships worked tirelessly to prepare. They compiled data, created stunning holographic simulations of the quantum entanglement protocol in action, and even prepared a live demonstration using salvaged siren technology. As they approached the Alliance capital world of Nexus Prime, a breathtaking sight greeted them. Thousands of ships from every corner of the Alliance had gathered, forming a vast, shimmering armada that stretched as far as the eye could see. "By the cosmic egg," Krell whispered, his eyes wide. "I've never seen so many ships in one place." Chen let out a low whistle. "Looks like we've got quite the welcoming committee." As they made their final approach, a squadron of sleek, crystalline ships moved to escort them. The Horizon, dwarfing even the largest Alliance vessels, caused a visible stir among the gathered fleet. The Grand Council chambers of Nexus Prime were a marvel of bio-organic architecture, a vast amphitheater where representatives from every Alliance species gathered to shape the future of their civilization. As Zira, Chen, and their chosen crew members entered, a hush fell over the assembled dignitaries. Chancellor Zix's voice boomed across the chamber. Esteemed members of the Council, we gather today to witness an unprecedented event. Captain Zira of the Stellar Seeker, you may present your findings. Taking a deep breath, Zira stepped forward. Honorable Council, I stand before you not just as an Andromedan, but as a representative of a new era of galactic cooperation. Allow me to introduce Captain Elena Chen of Earth, our allies in an incredible journey of discovery. For the next 2 hours, Zira and Chen took turns explaining their encounter, the battle with the cosmic sirens, and the development of the quantum entanglement protocol. Holographic displays brought their tale to life, showing the terrifying rift and their daring solution. As they concluded their presentation, Chen activated the live demonstration. A small device on the podium hummed to life, and suddenly, a perfect holographic replica of Earth appeared in the center of the chamber, eliciting gasps of wonder from the Council. This is a real-time projection, Chen explained, her voice filled with pride. What you're seeing is happening on Earth at this very moment, transmitted instantaneously across thousands of light years. The Council erupted into a frenzy of excited discussion. Chancellor Zix raised his crystalline appendages for silence. This is indeed remarkable. But I must ask, what do the humans seek in return for sharing this technology? Chen stepped forward, her expression serious. Chancellor, esteemed council members, we seek partnership. The galaxy is vast and full of wonders and dangers. We believe that by working together, we can unlock the true potential of both our civilizations. A murmur of approval rippled through the chamber. Zira felt a surge of hope. They were winning them over. Suddenly, alarms blared throughout the complex. A frantic aide rushed into the chamber. Chancellor, we're detecting massive spatial distortions throughout Alliance space. Rifts, like the one described in the report, are opening everywhere. The chamber descended into chaos as reports flooded in from across the galaxy. Entire systems were being threatened by the expanding rifts, endangering billions of lives. Chancellor Zix turned to Zira and Chen, his crystalline form pulsing with urgency. It seems the universe has forced our hand. Captain Zira, Captain Chen, can your quantum entanglement protocol help us coordinate a response to this crisis? Zira and Chen exchanged a determined look. It can do more than that, Chancellor, Zira replied. With the Council's permission, we believe we can use it to close the rifts permanently. What followed was a whirlwind of activity as the combined forces of the Andromedan Alliance and humanity's fleet sprang into action. The quantum entanglement protocol was hastily implemented on a galactic scale, allowing for instantaneous communication and coordination across vast distances. Zira and Chen found themselves at the heart of the operation, directing fleets, sharing vital data, and implementing the rift-closing technique they had discovered. It was a grueling battle against time and the very fabric of space itself. Days turned into weeks as they fought tirelessly, closing rift after rift. Slowly but surely, they turned the tide. Systems that had been on the brink of destruction were saved, and the rifts began to stabilize. As the final rift closed, a cheer echoed across the galactic communication network. They had done it. Together, humans and Andromedans had faced a cosmic threat and emerged victorious. In the aftermath of the crisis, the Andromedan Council unanimously voted to formally ally with Earth. The Quantum Entanglement Protocol became the foundation of a new galactic internet, ushering in an unprecedented era of cultural exchange and scientific collaboration. The region of space where the Stellar Seeker and the Horizon had first met became known as the Nexus of Unity, a shining beacon of interstellar cooperation. It quickly grew into a hub of innovation, where scientists and explorers from across the galaxy gathered to push the boundaries of knowledge. As Zira stood on the observation deck of the newly constructed Nexus station, watching ships from hundreds of worlds come and go, she felt a profound sense of awe. Their desperate call for help had led to this, a new age of cosmic enlightenment. Captain Chen joined her, a smile on her face. Quite a view, isn't it? Hard to believe it all started with a broken-down ship and an ancient distress signal. Zira's scales shimmered with joy. Indeed, I never imagined our call would be answered in such a spectacular fashion. As they gazed out at the bustling space lanes, both captains knew that this was just the beginning. The cosmic confluence, as historians would later call it, had opened up infinite possibilities. New challenges and adventures awaited, but now they would face them together, humans, Andromedans, and who knew what other allies they might encounter in the vast, wondrous expanse of the universe. The story of how humanity answered their desperate call for help had become legend, a testament to the power of unity, ingenuity, and the indomitable spirit of sentient beings everywhere. And as the stars twinkled in the cosmic tapestry before them, Zira and Chen knew that the greatest chapters of their shared story were yet to be written.